The veteran batsman's likely to be replaced by Callum Ferguson in the 15-man squad. Horrocks dislocated his shoulder during the Ashes. The spinner's replacement will be Jason Krejza. Australia opened their World Cup campaign against Zimbabwe on the 21st of February. Well, South Africa have plenty of time to prepare for the tournament. Their first match is on the 24th of February when they take on the West Indies. While their main rivals battle with injury, the Proteas are looking in good shape, despite some concerns over the location of the event in India, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. South Africa's captain Graham Smith believes his side will adapt.
Conditions in India and Sri Lanka and Bangladesh is something that we've experienced a fair bit over the last period of time, and I think we've adapted fairly well. I think maybe more on the test side, our success has been pretty solid over in India. We've managed to cope very well with the conditions, and I think we're a team that adapts very well to different things that are thrown at us. We've got a lot of diversity in our squad, a lot of different cultures, a lot of different personalities, and we seem to fit in very well. And I think that's one of the strengths about this team and touring and the success that we've had over the last.
Co-host Bangladesh will first play India on the 19th of this month. The Bangladeshis famously beat the Indians in the last World Cup, a defeat that eventually led to India's first round exit. And captain Shakib Al Hasan is hopeful after Bangladesh's recent one-day home series victory over New Zealand.
I don't want to make any specific target, but certainly the way we have been playing for the last 12, 15 months, I think we are improved a lot, and hopefully we'll continue with this performance. And if we qualify to the second round, why not? If we can dream of something big.
Mohamed Amir's returned home after he and two teammates were found guilty of spot fixing by the International Cricket Council. Amir, together with Mohamed Asif and Salman Butt, were found guilty of conspiring to bowl no balls at pre-arranged times during the fourth test against England last August. Well, the 18-year-old fast bowler received a 5-year suspension but has vowed to appeal against the verdict.
Such a decision was not expected, and we will appeal to the fullest extent. Whatever decision they have made, we have the option to appeal and contest against it, and hopefully we'll see positive outcomes.
Now to football, where there were several international friendlies played on Tuesday. Sweden beat Cyprus 2-0, while Côte d'Ivoire beat Mali. Very close between Romania and Ukraine, but Ukraine won that on penalties. And the most successful African team at the last World Cup, Ghana, beat Togo 4-1, while Wales got a thumping at the hands of Ireland, and Peru currently lead Panama 1-0. Barcelona's coach, Pep Guardiola, has extended his contract with the La Liga champions to the end of next season. The 40-year-old Spaniards led Barca to win 8 of 10 trophies contested in just over 2.5 years in charge, including an unprecedented treble in his first season. Barca are currently 7 points clear at the top of the Primera División after 22 games. Now, golf's top 3 players in the world are getting ready for the Dubai Desert Classic. Lee Westwood, Martin Kaymer and Tiger Woods have all been drawn together for the opening 2 rounds. Woods, who's won the event twice before, is currently ranked 3rd in the world. The 14-time major winner is still looking for his first victory since returning to the sport after taking a 5-month break to deal with his infamous sex scandal. Kaymer's victory in Abu Dhabi 2 weeks ago displaced Woods from the world #2 spot. But it was England's Westwood who took the #1 spot in the rankings at the end of last year. He's looking forward to locking horns with the best in the world.
You know not to underestimate him. Even if he doesn't play great, he's got far too good a short game to not contend. But obviously, like Mark said, everybody else, because he was so good when he was playing well, everybody else upped their game. To try and compete with him. So, there's no doubt about it. He's the level that he's the reason why we all play up to the level we do nowadays.
Obviously, a fantastic field this week. It's a big week for European golf. Or actually for world. The top 3 in the world are playing here: Lee Westwood, Tiger Woods, and me. So it's an exciting week for everybody and great for the tournament. To Desert Classic to have all 3 here, big world ranking points, and it will be exciting.
Robert Kubica's Formula One teammates have visited him in hospital 2 days after a crash which saw him sustain multiple fractures. Key members of Lotus Renault, including a fellow driver Vitaly Petrov and team principal Eric Boulier, went to the Italian town of Pietro Ligure to see the 26-year-old Pole. Kubica crashed in a rally on Sunday and underwent 7 hours of surgery to repair multiple fractures. Although there was little talk of a possible replacement for the start of 2011 season, they were relieved to check up on Kubica's progress in person.
We talk, we give some jokes, and yeah, at least he smiles sometimes, it's good.
First, it was a bit emotional because to see each other, I know him for a long time, so it's always not easy. But secondly, we were talking about racing, obviously, and when will be the next test, because he was a little bit lost in the timing, obviously. And then we had a more private discussion and ended up with a couple of jokes, and I was very, very happy to see him smiling.
Meanwhile, Force India have finally unveiled their car for the new season. The VJ M04 is the team's new car for their 3rd season in Formula One. The team has made a big effort to improve rear downforce following a ban on the use of double diffusers. Force India finished 7th in last year's Constructors' Championship on 68 points. Former reserve Paul Di Resta will drive alongside Adrian Sutil. In cycling, Heinrich Hauslers won stage 2 of the Tour of Qatar to close the gap on overall leader Tom Boonen. The 26-year-old finished runner-up to Boonen in Monday's first full stage, but the German made up for it with victory on Tuesday's 135-kilometre route between the Camel Racetrack and the Doha Golf Club. Boonen, a 3-time winner of the Qatar race, retained the leader's golden jersey after finishing 6th on the day. And that's all the sport. Back to you, Adrian.
Louise, many thanks. Before we go, let me mention a group of unsung heroes. My colleagues sitting to my left here in the newsroom at Al Jazeera, they're working on the website. Take a look at it, www.aljazeera.net/English. Some excellent reporting and analysis there. Doreen here with the latest in just a moment after the weather with Everton.
Hello, it really is a case of when it rains, it pours for Australia at the moment. Some very big cloud just making its way out of New South Wales, pushing back into Queensland, southern parts of Queensland. These thunderheads will continue to drift their way further northwards. Another weather system, nasty system this as well, just around the northwestern corner, and that will bring heavy and persistent rain in, real risk of flooding to come into northern parts of Western Australia, where we need the rain, where we need those showers into southernmost parts. That's in the process of actually pulling away. You can see there is some rain just around southern areas of Western Australia. On Wednesday, come Thursday, that, if anything, will tend to drift away and ease back. Look at this system up towards the northwest. Nasty looking area of very heavy rain to come here. At least it is pulling out into the open waters. Southeastern parts, fine and dry. Melbourne, around 29 Celsius. Plenty of sunshine here. High pressure in charge. And it doesn't look too bad across a good part of New Zealand. Topping and town in the country, there will be some pockets of heavier rain for a time. Hopefully that will clear away as we go on through Thursday, but staying very blustery across the South Island as we head towards the weekend. Heavy showers will continue across a good part of Indonesia, push further north. Eastern parts of Borneo look rather unsettled, but elsewhere it is largely dry.
Opposition leaders hold talks with the Mubarak government, but with protesters refusing to leave Tahrir Square, have Mubarak's concessions done anything to accelerate a change and bring about the orderly transition of power Western governments talk about?
Egyptian people want freedom.
Egypt's dilemma, an Al Jazeera news special.
In a new series of one-hour documentaries, Al Jazeera English showcases films from across the Al Jazeera network.
They were fighters, assassins, insurgents, and icons. They took up arms to become an integral part of Lebanon's 15-year civil war. The war through the eyes of the women who fought on the front lines.
Al Jazeera World.
Cairo protesters pile on the pressure. New faces make Tuesday's gathering the largest since the revolt began. I'm Darine Abugaita. You're watching Al Jazeera live from Doha. More later from Egypt, including the shop owners who say business has never been so bad. They're forced to trade just a few hours a day. In other news, former Liberian President Charles Taylor's lawyer storms out of his